Hi, I'm Brad, and I'm currently studying a Bachelor of Mass Communications, majoring in Advertising, Marketing, and Public Relations. A part of my advertising major, I had to complete a unit called Advertising Campaigns. This unit consisted of looking into each aspect of a campaign from planning through to production. There were 5 roles that we could choose from, which was account manager, account planner, creative, media, or digital producer. Ideally, I wanted digital producer because that's what I want to do once my degree is finished, but I got account manager. At first, I wasn't too keen on the role. It did look quite dull, and I was a bit worried about my learning benefits. But as the degree went on and I had problems, I sort of, I don't know, like developed a better understanding of the role, and I had a really good learning experience. I also learned what's involved of organising departments and keeping everything on track, putting together a team brief, which I had never done before, so that was quite interesting, and effective communications to the departments and myself. The Shannon-Weaver model is one form of communication that I use to tell information about the direction of the campaign we wanted to go in. It discusses who we want to target, what to say, what channels to use, to whom it should reach, and what the effect will be. Firstly, we took the approach from research from the planners to inform the creatives to think differently. From creative to channels, this was communicated with media and digital to structure their approach around research and rebranding. Lastly, the effect would be monitored by the account manager to track results. With a group of 10 people, behaviours and attitudes were expected to vary. There are 4 types of communication styles, those being assertive, passive, manipulative, and aggressive. I consider myself personally a more passive person, but in this group, we had 2 people that were more aggressive in their approach and another who was extremely assertive. The assertive person sort of did take like the account manager role from me and Ems, and it did make our role quite difficult because she kept over speaking and overruling us, just because again we were more passive about everything. In about week 7, I did step up because I had different departments approach me and say what she was doing wasn't really matching with what we had decided on initially. So this is where I sort of took on my more assertive voice for the team. Though my voice could have been louder, I did develop an authoritative role in the last 6 weeks in the semester and earned their respect. The campaign objectives was definitely one major difficulty our group faced. In the first couple of weeks of the campaign planning, there were several people that were after sales objectives, but majority of us were more concerned about brand awareness as that's what the brand was lacking. As the account manager, I did try to please both sides with my passive behaviours, but really I felt the objectives need to be more situated around awareness. After doing the objectives 3 times, this is when I really focused on my assertive voice. The reasoning behind this was the fact that the communication effects pyramid is a framework that provides insight into how effective a campaign can be towards things like raising awareness, product knowledge, likeliness of brand, performance, trials, and lastly the sales. The model predicts that 90% of a campaign would build a brand's awareness, while only 5% would build sales. From the campaign objectives, which I've just talked about, I didn't really get my assertive voice just from being like, okay, 3rd time, yeah. I started getting really upset. I went to my mentor actually and just sort of like had a big vent to her. And additionally, I just started researching communication methods as well as like looking at the other frameworks. I started looking at other methods on how to approach aggressive and assertive people, just to help me with my role. And I actually came across a really good article called Logic and Argument. It involves problem solving the general argument into logical measures. It helped my communication of any concerns, which helped decisions get made faster and prediction and channels and the effectiveness like that they could have. I feel like it did help with my assertive self, and that I was more willing to accept input from others just because I did still have that passive aspect. But yeah, it did help me with like just gain more confidence with my role. Overall, advertising campaigns was definitely a good learning experience for myself. It was a learning experience that I definitely have taken on board, and it has helped me develop an assertive voice over just having a passive one. It's not only a uni experience, it's definitely a life experience because it's going to help me in jobs further down the track, and I'm really grateful for that. Like I said before, the role wasn't enjoyable at first because I was getting overruled, but when people started to approach me and saying, hey, we want you as a leader sort of thing, it really made me help find my voice and also research these communication models which developed my learning. So all in all, I'm actually pretty grateful to be the account manager for Group 6 of ad campaigns over the digital producer just because I did get to learn something different. Thanks for listening.